Anyways, guys, welcome back to another episode. Not like that. Welcome back to another episode of Righteous and Ratchet, where we talk about everything relevant to our lives and maybe even yours. Today, I have a co-host since Jana's out, and she'll be back next week. He may be lying, but I do miss you, Jenna. So we'll see next week. You'll be back with us. But until then, in the meantime, I brought my good friend who's been here before, Trail, hashtag single father life.
Single father life. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, he's back with us, guys, to have another good conversation with us and, get into some things and debate with me as we do per usual.
Can I give shout outs real quick?
Of course, Trail.
West Side Beechcroft. What's up to the homies?
West Side Beechcroft, shout out to you guys.
All right.
Shout out to my home state, Arkansas, and Wynn.
You want to give shout outs at first. Why are you giving shout outs?
I'm giving shout outs because y'all cool, but I got to still rep where I'm from. Just so they know. Shout out to Arkansas. Shout out to us.
Let's keep it professional.
870 NEA, Northeast Arkansas. Anyways. Anything else? Anything been going on that you need to tell the people about since we last talked to you?
Had a great Christmas.
Okay.
Kwanzaa and a Hanukkah.
Okay.
Hebrew. Just celebrated a birthday. January 29th. So
okay.
I want to thank everybody for all the birthday wishes.
Happy birthday.
Thank Jessica for all the things that she did for me. Particularly, it was very special. Not Kylie, but Jessica, we want to thank you for your investments. We really appreciate it. We love the kids, though. We love the kids, but teenagers, they teenage. They don't got no money. They want everything, but they ain't trying to give nothing. Not even, they can even make like a handwritten card, right? Nah, that's what I'm saying. Just do something.
Do something. But your kid, though, she did something, right, for you a little bit? Yeah?
Yeah. She put together really shy that came back from a dinner, and she had balloons.
Right.
She had my favorite Tupac song playing. A cake on the table. I don't even know what she got. I'm like, when you do all this? Cake in here,
right.
Hey,
might been that iPhone that you got her for Christmas, huh?
and the list goes on. But yes, I was very appreciative of that.
Right. So shout out to his daughter for doing that for his birthday. That's great. I don't know if that same would be reciprocated for my child. She might wake up and not even remember that it's my birthday. So we'll start there.
We're gonna work on you,
either way, but let's get into some topics today. And let's see what we agree on, what we disagree on. But shout out to him, though. I will say, though, out of all our episodes, I do want to put this out there. Out of all of our episodes, this ours to date, I don't know if y'all are nosy or what. It's probably more so y'all being nosy. But to date, his is still one of the most popular episodes, like still one of the most viewed. For some reason, people are still listening. They still coming back because I still see people going back to listen. So shout out to
people enjoy hearing a male perspective about some of the dating things, specifically a black male.
Yeah,
about some of the dating things and challenges and
right. And I got down with them questions too last time.
Yeah, you did.
Well, good thing now you just co-host and I don't have to I'm not asking you any questions. We just having conversation this time. So good. He ain't in the hot seat now. We ain't gonna ask him nothing because I think last time was a little boiling hot. But anyway, let's get into the topics. We were just talking about, y'all probably hear a little bit of it, the Best Man movie sequel. So I guess recently just came out was the shows, the last something, I don't know, I can't reference that. But either way, it came out on Peacock. This is not an ad. And they did the last sequel, and you said you only watched what?
Maybe 1 or 2 episodes, but I heard enough about it.
Okay, no. But did you watch the last movie, the Christmas one?
Yes, yeah. I definitely watched the last movie, the Christmas one.
Okay, so either way, I'll say this, spoiler alert, all y'all should have watched by now, I feel like. But, it's about the group of friends, and they go through their ups and downs and traumas. This last one took us through the main guy, not the best man, but the other one, the football player, he was, I guess trying to figure his way back, like after
thought life.
Yes, he was very much thoughting.
But he was hurting. I could understand his pain and needing to surround yourself with what you think is love.
Right.
But it really was lust.
Right. Yeah. So he did that, and eventually he does find his way to a woman, and they meet at a time that's not really the right time for both of them, because I think she was married or whatever else, and eventually like she ends up separating and they end up meeting again. So maybe that when they say like somebody that's for you, it'll come back around if it ain't for you at that time. Do you believe in that?
I definitely believe in that. It's like you could be the right person but the wrong time.
Right.
However, don't say it's from God, because God ain't never gonna send another man's wife to be your wife. You know what I mean? That just ain't gonna happen.
I feel that.
So if it's as simple as getting a divorce, then make that happen, so that way you guys can live that happy ever after life.
Right.
Well, if it's the right person, that it'll boomerang back around. Now, don't sit around and wait for them either. Don't allow somebody to.
No, absolutely not. Right. Don't leave your what?
Don't allow somebody to hold your love hostage.
I agree with that.
Because you believe in you waiting and they not.
Right. So then I think it also goes into Terrence. He has health issues, and he finally marries the girl, the light skinned, the bougie girl, the one that they end up getting married. Let me keep you up to date since you caught 1 or 2 episodes.
So he does not marry the SLUT.
No, he marries the girl that was with his homeboy originally.
Oh, whoa!
The one with the dress. So he do meet that. So he does. He gets married to what's her name? I can't remember her name, but the homegirl that comes, Shelby. Yeah, he married Shelby. So he ends up marrying Shelby because he was at his wedding. He can't live without her. The chemistry is what it is.
Wow. And Peter does the picking.
Well. So eventually, I guess it almost comes, and that was his best friend's girl too, right? So this
is some messy red flag, toxic.
You think so?
Don't work in real life. Bump bed casket happening. It would have went down.
Okay. So in this, so I guess with the best man, it's reoccurring that the friends within their friend group deal with each other's significant others at one point, and then they eventually get with the person I guess they're supposed to be with or truly in love with. So like, let me ask you, so would you marry like somebody that your best friend slept with? Could you be with them?
This is about to be a very interesting thing, because this is about to be a truth nobody's ever heard.
Okay.
Ever.
We're listening.
My first child's mother was actually with one of my homeboys before she was with me.
News to me.
Or vice versa. Let me put that backwards. I was with her first.
Okay.
She was intimate with him.
Okay.
I knew about it.
Okay.
Knew about it clearly.
Okay.
Before she was my child's mother.
Right.
I still decided to continue to kick it with her in such a way.
Okay.
So I guess I have done it, but it's not a comfortable situation.
Okay.
Me and that guy was still friends because he let me know what the deal was.
Mm-hmm.
She denied it big time.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say as of now, that's just like a no-go. You know what I mean?
Right.
No ex-wives, no baby mamas, none of your exes. You know, we can't do that.
Right.
Play by. There's no rules in this. It's only guidelines, but that's one of the guidelines you got to follow, because I don't want you to end up being mad at me because I don't knock the coins out her machine and then she telling you that I'm better. And now me and you beefing about
what?
A female. Yeah, you don't want that to happen. I've seen it before.
So your answer is could you or could you not? Yeah? No?
No, I could not. I would just make sure I stay away, even if I feel like we got some kind of chemistry and all of that, because I love my homeboy, I respect my homeboy.
Right.
Then I would just make sure we stay away from that situation altogether. Now, what about you as a woman, though? If you feel like, hey, it's been some time, me and him ain't been together in a few years.
It depends on what the person meant to me. Like, I feel like there's a couple of people that are off limits. Like, and I feel like those people, my friends, pretty much know. We
don't know. So, Righteous and Ratchet, we would like to know who are those people that are off limits. Or what would their title have been that makes them off limits?
I mean, it's you. Okay, so you know the pass around. I mean, when we have pass arounds too, you know the pass arounds. The guys that what? Let's be clear. At this point, you can have all my exes. Pretty much, I don't want them, but I would pity you for even going to them.
Daddy?
Oh, they can have him, but I mean,
love of your life.
Love of my life. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. I already told you can't date nobody in Arkansas. I said the whole state. Like what? Like no, but I think like your friends pretty much know. Those are the guys that you introduce them to for the most part. the ones that you come around and really like friends on them, even if you may have messed around or whatever else, then they know them the ones. Now I will say that for me, we're not into the same people, so that's another thing. Like, so I really don't have to worry about that. But like I said, if they don't mean anything, then I'm good.
Okay.
Pretty much. Anyways, so what is our next topic?
So what about since we on the topic of movies?
Okay.
What about that movie You People? How did you feel about that movie? You know, give me a few likes, dislikes about the movie You People.
You People.
For those that have not seen it, it is on
Netflix. But this is not an ad. We're gonna continue to say that because if they try to use it, no. You People. My honest opinion, it could have been better. The writing was bad. Kenyon Burris is not. He's not tapped in with the culture to me. I saw him do an interview saying that, they say that he liked to make a lot of mixed movies and things like that. And, basically that's based off his life. And I think we talked about it once and I said he's really not tapped in fully to black culture. This really is his life and how he lives life. So that's what he puts on screen. Yeah, I just think it was terribly written. I just don't think that they tapped into black culture properly. Like, the way that it really is, like
the genuineness.
Yes, versus this.
It felt like it was somebody from the outside writing about
us. Right. And it's so much more than that. I could even tell you just even things, but y'all ain't paying me. But I'll put it out there. I would say the nosy auntie. Like, I would have put somebody like that. The nosy auntie that's always in there talking crap, always gossiping, going. Everybody got one of those. Like, we got one of those. We got one of the cousins that just. I would have had like a funny.
I think that's why they try to use Deion Cole, but
it wasn't. It was too exaggerated. It wasn't like, I think Mike Epps was an uncle, and it was just too. It was too exaggerated. It just wasn't. I think that they had a diamond with Eddie Murphy and they didn't use it properly. Like, I hate that they used him in saying, oh, he has to be this super like Muslim. And like they even said, all Muslims don't even approach. Like they don't, you ain't doing all that. Like they don't do all that.
Yeah, sure did.
And so to have him like that, instead of just being the strong black father that is overprotective over his daughter, especially marrying a white male or whatever else, a weird white dude. Let's go and put it at what is
he was down with the culture,
right? He was down, but he a little.
Lauren connected with him.
Sure, she did.
So, in continuing that point,
okay,
can you be Black Power and be with somebody of a different race?
A different race.
Like, is Lauren still for the people, particularly in that movie, not in real life?
Right.
Would she still be considered being for the people? Her marrying a white boy.
I think, and I'm gonna say this after learning a lot, as long as you stay true to who you are, as long as what you stand for doesn't change, as long as you stand loud in that, as long as you don't shy away from that, as long as your partner understands and is down with the same things that you're down for. Do I feel like, and have I seen? I honestly haven't seen. I haven't seen couples. Somebody usually has to give up something when it comes to people with cultural differences, and it's usually us more so because we're more prone to give to make them more comfortable.
Yes,
and so
that's what I liked about him.
Yeah.
So I didn't particularly like the movie either.
Yeah.
For those reasons, but I did like some aspects of the movie, and one of them was, okay, he ain't trying to necessarily be black. He just happens to like
right.
hip-hop.
I do like that. Yeah, I did like that.
That's kind of what we seeing now with the nuance of our kids and things of that nature. Is that not necessarily that these other people are trying to be black per se.
Right.
They're trying to be more hip hop.
Right.
And hip hop culture is so closely related to us.
Right.
Even with some of the over exaggerated things that people may do.
Right.
That I think that's what I saw, genuineness in him.
Yeah.
He seemed to be understanding of her and where she comes from.
Yeah. Okay.
So I enjoyed that part of it.
Okay. What'd you think of the movie and all though?
Yeah, I mean, it was missing a few bridge points that they could have did a better job of connecting. Like you said, honestly, I would have been more better knowing that the movie was written by Jonah Hill, because I would have said, oh, okay. But then when I found out it was written by a dude named
Kenyon Burris.
Kenyon. And he's not. He didn't ask for anybody's opinion that was outside of that rich L.A. Hollywood status.
The mixie crowd, I call them.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it was decent, though. You know what I mean? It was decent. I think it's get a good conversation going about different things for sure.
Right.
But scale of 1 to 10, I love Lauren London. I think she's beautiful. I love that red rag she had on her head.
Oh my gosh!
Shout out to that. That was a beautiful thing. Whoever costumed that. But I give it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Yeah, and that's because it had funny spurts.
It did. I think the beginning was funny before they got into all the like trying to super like just throw the black in. I don't understand. If you're trying to teach like other races about our culture, I just don't think that that's the way that you should go about it. I just didn't think that, you know what I mean? Like, I think I even said to you about him going in, like, that's not realistic. Like, you going into, I mean, of course, in different whatever, but you just going in the barbershop and they doing it, checking you on your colors or whatever else. They know you're not part of that, so they not worried about that.
They would have said one funny line and they would have left it alone. Yeah.
It wouldn't have been.
That's it. Nobody's doing too much on that note, B. Unless you doing too much, but
right.
They said one funny line and be like, all right, that's what's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway, shout out to them though. They had a stellar cast. Nia Long was not in there like they said she was gonna be though. I was looking for her to be in there a little bit more than what she was.
Cast. She was Eddie's wife. I thought she did a decent job.
No, she did good, but I thought she was like a main character the way they promoted her.
Oh yeah, they did a great job editing that trailer. That trailer was
right
awesome.
Because they had her in there. Like I was ready to watch you people. But anyways, it was good. It was okay. I want to see Eddie though. Really do Eddie. Like I haven't seen Coming to America 2. Was kind of like, well, I'll just keep it real, wasn't it?
What about Mr. Church?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it wasn't it.
Oh.
It's on Hulu. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's on Hulu?
Yeah, it wasn't it.
Well, I'll have to check it out. Okay, so that's fine. Anyway, so let's see what we got. We got a bunch of love topics, y'all. So we're gonna try to get through these.
This is like the dating show.
Is it
dating episode?
The dating episode, you think? That's what we talk about a lot though in real life. We talk about dating back and forth. Not saying that and let's be clear, we debate because I don't agree with a lot of his stuff that he says. I do agree with a lot.
10% of what I say.
I only agree with 10%. You think?
Yeah, most of the time you be devil's advocate. I'm like, oh, God is good. You be like, is he?
I do not say that.
I'm like, whoa. Okay.
I don't say that. I don't say that. Okay, so
don't say that.
Let's get to a question that I had though for him, and I've been listening. So I've been seeing on social media and a lot of people, and I think I had a conversation with a cousin of mine this past weekend, and I was asking, so like when a man, like, you know, women, we like to know relationship statuses. We want to know where we at. We want to know where do we stand? Where is this relationship going? Women, we want to know. So I asked, and this is my question to you. So when a man gives you an answer, so what they've been saying on social media and what's been going around, it says that, you know, and I will say 90% of men are not going to give you a straightforward answer. Most of them are not. But the answer that we usually get is maybe, you know, I'm not ready for a relation right now. I got to get myself together. You know, now it's just not the time. And with that, you know, I think a lot of times ladies still feel, I'll talk from a woman's perspective, they still feel confused by those answers. We don't understand what that means. But now what's been going around, conversations been going around, even with male, I've seen men even tell women this themselves. It say, you know, they're not telling you they don't want to be with you, but also accept that answer as, you know, they ain't trying to be with you. And before I ask you the question, I will say what I think of that perspective and what I've started to take it from if a person wants to be with you, they'll be with you. Like, and that's what I get from it. I do understand that, and you may want to be with me, but it's not right now. You don't want to be with me right now. And so with that being said, but I can't wait for you. And so I take that as a no. Like, I take that as a no too. Like, so is that what is it from a male's perspective? Is that what y'all are saying, no? Or what are y'all saying? And how should we take it?
We had this great conversation about all the time about how men speak in straight lines, women speak in circles.
Okay.
So you asked a direct question, and the man gave you pretty much a clear answer. So to me, when I hear stuff of that nature, and when I talk to my friends and how we move and the things that we come across and experiences we have with dating and things of that nature, I can understand how it can be confusing because sometimes our female counterparts still allow for relationship things to take place, and the man has not separated those things at all.
Right.
But yes, once you ask that question and he clearly had that conversation with you, he's not moving forward in that space.
Yeah.
Then you should immediately hit eject. Now that don't mean it have to be, and I think that's what sometimes people get it confused at, that it has to be some kind of argument, some kind of back and forth. I hate you, you hate me.
Right.
In order for it to cease, it don't have to do that, but you will have to keep your feelings and emotions in check to say, okay, he's giving me an answer, not something I made up in my mind. I'm not gonna live this imaginary thing that, oh, he said this, but I'm gonna save him tomorrow and he's gonna change.
Yeah.
I mean? Don't put that on him to where later on you be like, well, I thought you thought. You know what I mean?
Right.
When he's clearly said, this is how I'm moving.
Right.
And then you're like, but yeah, I did da-da-da-da, or you allowed me to da-da-da for you, and I thought that was going to make you, want me more.
Right.
Want to build me in that way, and he doesn't. So definitely, ladies, go with the signs, go with the vibes, as they say. You know what I mean? If it ain't feeling right, it ain't right. You know what I mean? I don't think it's rocket science. But, like we said earlier, too, the Peter does the picking, and sometimes, when that thing get a little mixed in there, sometimes it make people rely more on their emotions than facts.
I think you hit on the nail when you said that women, we tend to think that we can change guys' mind. And I've been victim of that before, thinking that eventually they'll change because of who I am, and what I bring to the table. But what I've also learned is that they know what you bring to the table.
Yeah. And then that kind of brings me to my other point about, men preferences.
Yeah.
That even though that's what you bring to the table, sometimes we've seen women get aggravated about a man having a particular preference. What would you have to say to that? Why do women get angry when men have different preferences? And what I would say is, it seems as if females get mad about, am I saying the right thing, females, or should I just say women?
Either or, we're okay with both.
Women get agitated when the preference that the man gives happens to not be them.
Right.
If it's them, then they're okay with it. Let's say, for instance, I'm 37. I say I only like to date girls between 25 and 30. Mm-hmm. Well, if you ain't that, what? How could he? Da 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 da.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but if you was that, you'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, why do women seem to get a little perturbed when a man speaks about his particular preference?
I think when you give I think the problem comes with women is sometimes, and I won't say all the time, men put other categories or other females down to say what they like. And that becomes an issue, and that brings the insecurities and I don't care. For years we've had the light skin versus dark skin, and I can recall remembering a guy I used to date in high school. We linked back up because we grown up and we went to school together, and him saying that he's gonna date a foreign girl, meaning, and what foreign meant to him was Brazilian or the way she looks or whatever else. And sometimes it can be down-putting, I think females feel, because, and I can only speak to black females, I'll start there. I think a lot of times it feels down-putting because it's like you're down-putting a majority of what, because, and let's be clear, and I'll put this out there, and men, you finna get really upset at me, and we do say this a lot. Men, a lot of men, and I'm not saying this for you, but I will say,
yes,
they have a long list. I want her to 25 to 30. I want her big breast, big tail, her to look like this, slanted eyes. I want her to be bright skin. I want her to be caramel complexion. I want her to look like a model. I want her to do this and do that. Nigga, have you looked at yourself in the mirror? And it be the thing, and then you'll hear from the most basic of niggas that can barely take care of their own hygiene, but have a long list of what they want and what they need out of what they consider a bad female, or what they want out of a female, their preferences from a female.
See, now I'm about to tear down everything.
let's be clear. Most women, we have to do what? We settle because you want all of this, you want all of that, but most
no, don't.
What?
I'm listening.
What?
I'm not cutting you off.
And you wouldn't meet half of the standards that we were, but we accept you or learn or get to know you and grow to learn and love you. But yeah, you gotta have this long list of people.
So Jessica has decided to bring up this list that men have.
Okay.
And the reason me and Jessica ain't married today is because Jessica likes light-skinned dudes.
No, I don't.
Now I don't know if y'all see what I look like. And maybe for those listening on SoundCloud and audio, I'm of the darker suasion of us. So she has a preference as well. I didn't get upset. I didn't call her out a name. We didn't have no argument about that. I took that and I said, oh, okay. That's interesting. My second point of that is...
You're not going to lie to our audience like this.
Everything Jessica just said about what men like about women is things that you guys are born with. Y'all are born with those. So either you have it or
no. They go to Dominican and get it done now.
Sometimes that may be true.
A lot now.
Y'all are born with it or you can easily obtain it.
Right.
See, the things y'all want from us are things that only usually the older version of us have. Nice cars. Great credit, good jobs, leadership abilities. These are things that we have to gain through experience and time. But y'all don't give us that same credence. See, the things we want from y'all are just things y'all born with. That's easy. You either born with a big butt, you born with big titties, born with pretty face, whatever. You ain't got to do nothing. It's a struggle out here for the real ones out here.
What?
Oh, yeah. So for us to have a preference, only thing we preferencing is something you born with.
Well, I'm okay with y'all having a preference. I'll start with that. Second of all, I want to retract his statement. I do not have a preference at this point. My preferences are all about what's in the inside and what you can do with your daily life. I don't have color, look, or whatever else like that.
She's met a great dark-skinned guy who happened to be able to change her mind. But however, 2.5 years ago when I met her, she said, "It ain't Chris Brown. If it ain't Shamar."
Oh my gosh.
I was hurt. My heart broke. I was like, wow.
I never said this, guys.
I didn't know.
It's not on record. If you can't find it on record, it never happened. I never said that.
Did OJ do it even though the glove didn't fit? Yes.
What?
Edit that part because RTB. But yeah. So I think people should be able to have the preferences and us to not be perturbed just because that person has the preferences. But yes, the person should not, in having that preference, tear down people that are not this or that because they want to uplift their preference.
All right, preferences. So in your lifetime of preferences, have you ever met anybody? Have you ever encountered someone or you met someone that you thought may be the one for you and you messed it up? You didn't do something right, you didn't pursue them right, or the relationship didn't end right?
I'm thinking long and hard about this.
Okay.
And for me personally, I just don't feel like there's somebody that I've met that matched me the way I needed to be matched.
Okay.
There was a lot of good girls I've dated, per se. They probably would think they was good. Right. And I thought they was good at the time. Right. But it was always something foundational that fell through the cracks. Yeah. That for me, I double back. I know a lot of people say they don't. You know what I mean? They don't. But I did. Totally against that. I double back. She lying. That's our argument. But I went back so that way, let me go through with this to make sure that I've done everything I can to make sure that this person that is a good person doesn't happen to fall through the cracks of my love. So that way, as I'm sitting here with you today, I'll be like, oh yeah, this one person, I messed this up, da-da-da. Nah, I went back, I made it right, I did whatever we could that second time, and it still happened not to work. Yeah. Which gives me comfort to be able to say, hey, that just was not the person for me. Okay. Well, I'm going to give y'all guys a little bit of story time. Thank God that I don't think this person listens to the podcast at all. If he does, shout out to him. So what I will start off saying is answering the question. I will say that I don't think that I've encountered anybody that I feel like I messed it up with. I have before, and that's what preface to this story. I have before, I thought. That's a big thing, thought. But I've only doubled back like in 2 times in my life, and it never ended the way I thought it would. So that's 50% of the time though, because you've had only 4 relationships. That's a lot. But go ahead.
for sure. Whatever. But either way, this was my younger life. But anyways, go on with the story. I dated this guy in high school from a neighboring school or whatever, and I loved his parents. I loved his family. Like, everything about him was perfect to me. Like, we were planning future. Like, you going to this school, I'm going to that school. Like, what we going to do at prom, and everything else. I mean, like, if I could have been with anybody or whatever, if I thought from high school, out of high school, it was him. Like, I just thought he was a Virgo though, so he was trash. But either way, so
Virgos, wow,
they're trash. And my brother and them is Virgos. Anyway,
wow,
shout out to him. He's a Virgo though. One day, okay, never mind. But either way, so regardless, needless to say, he was somebody I thought that I could be with. We both graduated college. Like, he went on, and I mean, I ended up having a kid in between time, but he didn't, and he was doing his thing or whatever else, and he had moved back home. So he had moved back near home, and I always had said, if I ever get this opportunity again, because in high school, I think the issue was, I think, like, being in high school, we allowed, like, a lot of people to be in between us, you know what I mean? And a lot of people kind of messed the situation up with their jealous, you know, that I know her, so da-da-da. Because let me be clear. When we was over there at that neighboring town, my friends said we were popping our thing. We was it. We was the it girls over that thing. We was the it girls. That don't mean what y'all think it mean, but we was doing our thing. They loved us. The guys in that town loved us. Shout out to Forest City. They know. Forget it. We'll just shout them out. Shout out to Forest City. But we was over there doing our thing at the parties, lit. The men niggas was nigging. It was it. You know what I mean? Like, we was tired of the people that we was in our hometown.
For niggas to be niggering?
I mean, they was okay. So no, they were meaning like it was like real. They had the high school fraternities back then. Like, they could do the high school fraternities. So we would go there, and they was almost like a high school college party. Like, they had all that going on. It was a real black experience. For a city, for people that's from there, no, they're a little bit blacker than us. Like, they very cultured. Yeah, they're very cultured. So we had a good time, and we had a good time with them men too. With that being said, long story short, we didn't make it to prom. We didn't make the none of that together because we broke up. Other people getting in between our stuff. You know, that's what it was. So fast forward, I was like, man, if I ever get the opportunity, like, I'm gonna deal with this guy again, because I know, like, that was like the person that was supposed to be for me. You ladies, I'm here to tell you, I think I was like probably 24 or 25. No, absolutely not. Now he's grown. He's moved on to being a wonderful person, just not my person.
So you don't think there's a third time's a charm?
No, absolutely not. And he's married and has kids and children, and I'm happy for him. Like, we've not even spoken anymore, or whatever. But no, absolutely not. But at the time, even when I met him, like, when we rekindled our thing or whatever, you know, and got back together hanging out, he was like, yeah, I want to have kids first before getting married, and like just crazy stuff. And it was, and he eventually found that out of people. Like, he found that out of everything he said he wanted to do. He found that out of other girls. It just wasn't me.
It's not your thing.
No. So with that being said, all I'm saying is I doubled back thinking that it was going to be something so grand. Then I realized it just wasn't. That was a high school dream. That was a high school like thing. Like, that was something I was holding on to.
So would you recommend that somebody that people need to double back? Because you said you was holding on to it. If you would have maybe got with somebody else, you might have always been thinking, what if? It
answered my what if, and I don't have to answer that question no more. So yeah, you're right. It did answer my what if. I just would not take it too far, because I ain't gonna tell people business, but I know people that double back got married to that person they double back, and they divorced too. Like, it went like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I ain't gonna put people business out there. But I'm just saying, like, the double back situation.
If that's you, comment in the put your comment in the section if that's you.
It could be anybody. But yeah, that's my take on that. So I don't believe in doubling back. You know, I'm an advocate against it. Kudos to you for always wanting to double back, triple back. His mom said that he'll triple back. That's what his mama told me.
My mom don't know what she's talking about. She thinks there's somebody at your house.
Shout out to Trail's mom, because she told the truth. You know, you get around people, parents, they go on and let you know, like, what the truth is. So he was like, double back.
There's a difference between narrative and the truth. Not that my mom ever lies, but she gave her narrative.
Right. And her narrative is you triple,
my truth.
quadruple back. And I believe that. That's what I believe.
He's there to bring me a plate of food. You know
what?
You cooking?
What? Either way, guys, okay, that's enough love talk. We have to get into more trail. And I would like for us to get a panel. So anybody want to be on the panel with us, that'll be good. Because I think.
Slacker Charles.
Who?
Single dad.
Single dad, Leon. All of y'all, Trails friends, y'all come. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. We ain't gonna I ain't gonna
Some
get.
Some of my homegirls, Rhonda.
Yeah.
Sierra and Austin.
Right. Whoever. Y'all come. Y'all can get on. And we can do a panel. Because I like to have a full conversation. Because we do this back and forth. But I would like to hear other people's perspectives. Especially other males. Because I don't always agree with what he be talking about either 10%. Way. I agree with 50%.
And when we come back next time, we definitely gonna talk about are you leadable? That's gonna we gonna dive into that.
Am I leadable?
Are you talking to me?
I am talking to you. You know
are we asking today or are we asking?
It's just a simple question. You can say yes or no. We moving on, but just a simple question. Okay, he said yes. Right, just remember now before we go to the next one that he said yes. So if we ever need to take this back, just remember that he said yes. You got to throw it on them. You got to kind of put it spur in a moment sometimes and see what they're going to say. Either way, we're going to get off of love and love topics, dating topics, and get into the Super Bowl because Super Bowl by the time this airs, the Super Bowl is coming, you guys. I call it Rihanna Bowl.
It's the Super Bowl.
It's
Rihanna. For those of us that don't even know who's performing, it's still the Super Bowl.
Rihanna, if there's a president of the Navy, it's me. It's Rihanna Bowl. So either way,
of the Navy.
I'm Rihanna Navy. That's her fan base. It's called the Navy.
The B Club, the Beehive.
Beehive, but the Navy. I'm president of the Navy. I'm not a part of the Beehive. I support from the back. You know what I mean? Because I don't fool with it like that. The Barbs are crazy.
The Barbs.
But I am. Shout out to them. But let's shout out them because I ain't got no beef. But I'm a part of the Navy. Rihanna Navy. I'm a part of her.
But the Super Bowl.
Eagles
versus Kansas City Chiefs.
Right. Now we here with Trell because he can give us a little insight on the Super Bowl, the actual game that's going on, I guess.
Yes, that's the most important part.
So who's playing? What's going on?
It's going to be the Eagles versus the Chiefs. It'll be this Sunday.
Okay.
By the time it airs. So it'll be this Sunday.
Right.
6:30 Eastern time.
Okay.
It's going to be a great game. But I do believe that the Eagles, even though this pains me to say this, so Nation, when you hear me say this, my G, it's hurting my mouth as it comes out right now. I'm not even probably going to sing you this because I don't want to hear you, for you to hear me say this. And you, Dirty Dan, what's popping, homie? I think the Eagles going to smack them boys, you know what I mean? You know, Patrick Mahomes is a little hurt. Kelsey's a little banged up. The Eagles are the most physical team in the NFL. Okay. They've also been the number 2, San Francisco number 2 defense all year. So them boys are pretty physical. They're going to come after them fast, hard, quick. I don't think the Chiefs have seen anything like that all season. And the Eagles' offense is just spectacular as well. You know what I mean? The only team the Eagles can't beat is the Cowboys. And luckily for them, they're not playing the Cowboys. So they'll probably win the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be score-wise 35-14, 28-13 maybe. You know what I mean? What do you think? Who do you know in the Super Bowl? Just give me
Rihanna.
Who played in the game?
Philadelphia Eagles versus.
Name 2 players.
I don't.
Come on, this is a Black History.
Oh no. Okay, so the black quarterbacks, 2 black quarterbacks are playing against each other, right? Kansas City. Shout out, I got family though in Kansas. Those Kansas City, they all be rooting.
Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, Missouri.
Where your family at?
They in Kansas City, Missouri. They cheer. You what? So Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City. I don't know, but they cheer for him.
Okay.
So the 2 black quarterbacks, what are their names?
Jalen Hurst.
I've been hearing his name all the time.
Patrick Mahomes. Jalen Hurst is the one that has
Patrick Mahomes,
the black female agent.
Right, the first one, black sports female agent.
I don't know about first one, but she's she's in there. She's probably gonna be the
Shout out to her. Shout out to her, because we need to be getting some of that coin. Because for the most part, I bet you, most of them go to a woman before they make final decisions anyways. Like, most of their mamas and stuff like that managing. Get you some black women, exactly, as the agents. Because we running stuff anyways behind the scenes. The wives, the girlfriend, they running stuff anyway. So, yeah, start.
I feel like because y'all running our relationships, maybe we should talk to a brother about our business.
No. What, handle finances good. None of them.
Before we talk about, since you want to talk about the Rihanna Bowl, who do you think Rihanna's going to be bringing out, or what do you think she's going to be doing, and
Okay.
What's the first song and the last song she should play?
Okay, so I can't pick a particular order only because, listen, Rihanna, as we know, does provocative music too. So that's why I go against what I know and what I know. So I'll say she has a song with Calvin Harris. We found love in a perfect place. I know she's gonna do that because,
We've never heard that.
Y'all have heard that. They've heard that. The masses have heard that because it's a very popular song. So I think that's gonna be a part. Now, what I will say, she did a lot of music with Calvin Harris, which is a DJ. If y'all know, is an international DJ. If I know anything, maybe I don't know where he's at and what he's doing in life, but they may connect, and he may be like the DJ for her set or something like that.
That'd be huge.
It's kind of hard with her because a lot of the major artists that she dealt with, like Kendrick Lamar, she did Loyalty. He performed last year. I don't know if he comes back this year. I'm trying to see, but you don't
think she could bring out Drake?
So out of all the people that I think that she should bring, I don't know though, because Drake kind of got like an infatuation with Rihanna too though, and she got a man and stuff on the side.
He just cheated on her. She okay?
That's fine, but he really be the sauce on. Like them one of the ones he wish he could go back to. Like if he could get Rihanna, he would get Rihanna. But it would really be dynamic if Drake performs, and I hope that they do. So I would say Drake is a contender because he's never did Super Bowl, and it would be good. And then the second one that may be a possibility, because you can't bring Kanye, it's not gonna happen.
Nah, listen, I don't want to see his shenanigans.
Eminem was last year. She did a lot of songs with him.
Oh, yeah, so, the Way You Lie?
Yeah, and they did Monster together.
Oh, okay, I forgot about that one.
So I would think that Umbrella is one of her biggest hits, and that's featuring Jay-Z.
So is she bringing out Jay? Or
I feel like Hov need to be there. Like I feel like that's the only reason why she did it anyway. Like the only reason why she did it anyway, because Hov said, "Hey man, come on in."
Would that conflict with Hov's relationship with B?
It should. That's the bag, and if B knows, she know that's the bag. Like the bag is like Hov's bag. Hov's biggest bag out of all his artists is Rihanna. It used to be Kanye, but he dropped the bag. Yeah, so his biggest bag is Rihanna. Like, and he always supports her, and they hang out together. Like, anytime you might not see photos and stuff because it is B.
I didn't see her at the brunch
because she's doing Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
So she got to be in, but she's usually there though. She usually comes.
She was there last year?
Yeah, she was there. Well, no, last year they didn't do it, I don't think, because of COVID, whatever. But all the years previously, yeah, because T.I. got in trouble for, like, putting his hand behind her back or something like that crazy. But she was pregnant or whatever. But usually, yeah, she's at the Rock Nation brunch. Okay. She's usually there. I will say this. If I could do two, I told Kylie about this performance back in the days. I don't know if you're watching the VMAs back in the day, but the biggest performance I like was when T.I. and Rihanna did Live Your Life Together. And back then, you didn't know nothing about, like, who's coming, what's going on. You knew T.I., and I think he did Whatever You Like. And then all of a sudden, Rihanna just, like, popped out of, like, the ground and singing Live Your Life. And nobody had ever heard Live Your Life before. Ooh. I think that's that's one of her best songs with him, but I know it is his song too. So I would like to, if I could pick a collaboration, it would be T.I. and Rihanna do Live Your Life Together, because I think that's one of their biggest hits.
Since we are here on Righteous and Ratchet,
right?
For all of us in the back,
okay.
Even for the P's, y'all know what that means.
Okay.
I would love to see a reunion, because it's time to bring black love back together. That sometimes some situations just slip up and happen.
Who are we talking about?
Just slip up and happen.
Okay.
And I don't know if they got a song together or not, but I think it would just be good for the culture. And we can have Chris Brown come out there and moonwalk.
No, and shout out to Chris Brown, but no.
Chris Brown has forgiven her.
And she forgave him. She took him back. She even got on Oprah and said, "Everybody worried about me. Is anybody worried about Chris?" That's how they got back together. Karuchi seen her and a man on the thing at the courtside. Because he had to go back and get that thing.
Make it official by bringing them out on Super Bowl. Let everybody know, hey, people do make mistakes. They do go upside your head accidentally sometimes, and we can move forward.
Well, they were young, so a lot of stuff happened. Like, I got into a lot of fights back in the days. Not like I wasn't getting abused, but stuff happens when you. Now
I understand why the name of the show is what it is.
Yes, my life has been a little ratchet and a little righteous. But I will say, and I'm in with this. I didn't go through the list, but another feature that I would say that I think would be cool to do is Jeezy. She did a song with Jeezy called Hard. Yeah, I think that would be dope.
Well, you don't. Okay, my question first was the beginning and end. What about that song "Take a Bow" at the end?
I think if she does a ballad, she may do "Take a Bow." But that's a Neo song, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Neo wrote that. I would think that she ends out with Diamonds. Shine bright like a diamond, because them winning rings, Super Bowl, like shine bright, like the quarterbacks and stuff like that. I think if I know anything, since she's been so late, I mean, see, she hasn't did music in so long. She may do like a song, a well-known American song, some type of way or whatever else, and incorporate that in her set. But I think Needed Me, We Found Love, Umbrella, because that was one of her biggest hits.
Right. We love Umbrella.
And then I think, Run This Town, I would have thought that, but I don't know what they're going to do with that.
Nah, I don't think they need that for her set.
Yeah, no.
Unless you just play it in the beginning just to get everybody like, oh.
Yeah. So I think We Found Love is going to be her dancing song. And then maybe she might do her first hit, which was just Ponde Replay. I don't know. We'll see with her. But that's my Rihanna take. We'll see what she got. If I could pick, it would be Needed Me, Live Your Life, Work. I think Work is one of her biggest ones.
Gotta go with Work. That has to be. I want to see all them dances.
Now, the only other thing.
Working.
Oh, Lord. The only other one that I can think of that she may do is the one she did with DJ Khaled. Wild Thoughts with DJ Khaled and Bryson Tiller. Okay. Because you know him and Jay got a relationship too. So
that would be big to bring out DJ Khaled to kind of let him.
Yeah. So if Jay don't do it, because I think she probably would go to Jay first, and if he don't do it, because he is over the stuff, and I don't know if he just really would want to do it, then he might be like, do DJ Khaled.
I don't think Jay gonna do it because Jay waiting for it to be his time
to do it by himself.
One of them years, because I think within the next 2 years they're gonna have it in New York.
Yeah.
Jay don't want to do it in Arizona.
Well, he may not, but he would come out for his artist though. But he can still do it.
Would he?
He should.
He should. But we've known Jay.
The reason why she there is because of him.
That's true indeed. But so I think Jay gonna wait till 2 years when it's in New York, and he gonna come out in 2 years in New York and do his thing. I believe.
Shout out to Jay. Come out for Rihanna, because I feel like out of all the bigger artists, you and DJ Khaled, because everybody else done performed there before. Eminem, Kendrick. So that's my take on that. But anyways, y'all be watching the Super Bowl. I'm probably, I'm going to go to the Super Bowl parties and just drink and wait for the halftime show.
Watch the game.
No, listen. I told you I think we talked earlier this year. I just give you insight to our conversation. I was like, man, I think I'm going to throw a Rihanna bowl or whatever. So you going to come? No. I'm here to watch the game.
Watch the game for all the other antics.
What? Super Bowl is to basically have a party. That's basically what the Super Bowl is about.
People who don't watch the Super Bowl.
Oh, well, I watch it. If it gets very interesting, I'm gonna be glued in. I'm probably gonna be on my third Tito's and tonic, but I'm gonna be glued in.
Oh, the Tito's.
Tito's and tonic. That's my drink. Everybody knows that's my drink. So either way, but wine today and water. I should have poured you in a glass so it can be nice.
Yeah, it'll be nice next time to have that.
Oh. But cheers. Okay, so now we gonna get on to the
best fucking friends ever.
What? What do you say? What you call us? What you say?
Best fucking friends ever, yo.
We're the best fucking friends ever. Yeah, I agree with that.
You're such a.
I'm solid.
Boy. Like a rock.
Okay, so now we gonna get into moving on from music. We gonna go into I said another hot topic. Did you look at the Rock Nation brunch? I told them the Rock Nation brunch.
I don't really know nothing about going on no Rock Nation brunch. I be hearing about seeing pictures. She came with me to, you ain't a Rock Nation brunch. I'm like, did we get invited? No. I don't know about no Rock Nation brunch.
Would you go though if they were like, Trey, we got everything?
I would, but Jay would have to let me wear my Tupac suit or something like that. Yeah, I mean,
you think he'll let you wear? You can express yourself.
They might let me come, but then kick me out. You know what I'm saying?
You think so?
Everything ain't always as peaches and cream as Jay like to make it seem with the rest.
Oh, Lord.
But yes, I would definitely go because all that black money and black power networking.
It's very. I honestly, I don't know. I probably tip in and tip out. It would give me social anxiety because I couldn't be around that many people, and I know like 75% of y'all are gonna be fake. But anyways, all the top musicians are there.
Toby went this year.
Who did?
Toby? Southwest. Toby and Fats.
I feel like he's a little toxic.
Toby?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. We don't want to talk about it.
That's another episode.
That's another episode because I'm starting to catch a little few things that I feel like is a little toxic about him.
Five?
Yeah.
Don't try me. Try Jesus.
But I mean, everybody got a little bit of toxic in him. I just can see his. Unfortunately.
I never thought I would ever have heard that.
Yeah, I see it though.
Can't wait to hear this perspective. I'm gonna watch.
Where did his producer go? His producer that was rocking with him for the longest, where'd she go?
The black girl?
Yeah.
I thought she was pregnant right now.
No, she's had the baby. Where'd she go?
She's taking care of the baby.
No. She has a husband. They've been doing that. The wife and him been doing it. They've been doing it.
Well, I mean, sometimes people move on to bigger and better things.
All right. Anyways, speaking of Toby, that's not going to be in our top 10, or if we even make it to top 10, but we'll figure it out. We're going to end with some music because both of us are music heads. And so we've been talking about this top 10, right?
Yes. Top 10 albums. Top 10 hip-hop albums.
Right.
These are your favorite.
Right. Oh, now we're to our favorites?
Yes, we're going... Do not bring back to the basics. You are not allowed
back
to
to the
basics.
Why can I honorable mention Back to the Basics, Yo Gotti?
I wanted you to hold that thought and not say the artist's name and just see if people know who that was without saying the artist's name. That'll let you know right there.
No, that's trash.
But since we are trying to make sure we be fair to one another and our particular likes, it'll be your favorite top 10 hip hop albums of all time.
Okay. Well, you can start. You can start with 2, and then I'll give you 2 of mine. How about that?
Okay.
All right.
I usually don't like to start with Fat Boy because I like to make my New York homies mad. But I'm gonna give it to Big Boy for Life After Death.
Okay.
That was a beautifully put together album. He copied a lot of Tupac style in it, so that's probably why it was hot. But I'm gonna give Life After Death. And my second one would be, I just thought about this one earlier, The Chronic.
Okay, The Chronic album.
I think the most famous hip hop song of all times is that 1, 2, 3 to the 4. I don't even know if you even know the song, but when that first lyric come on, Martha Stewart be even knowing that. You know
right.
I'm gonna give it to The Chronic for what it did for hip hop sonically and for the culture in general. Us getting to see the West Coast on display, other than just the NWA stuff. But Life After Death, and I would say The Chronic. What would be some of yours? Top 10 all-time hip hop.
Kendrick Lamar. To Pimp a Butterfly.
Ooh, over Good Kid, Mad City?
For me. And then I'm gonna put him there. I'm putting Nas, Illmatic down there.
Whoa.
Cause he's not at the top for me.
Illmatic top 10?
I'm gonna put him top 10. Yes, I'm gonna put him top 10. Would I put it on every day? No, but like for what he did, and yes, I'm gonna put him there. Yes.
I'm gonna challenge you later about that.
Okay, we can do that. I agree though. I would put Chronic though on mine. Okay. I would put Chronic on mine for sure. Okay. What's some more for you?
Forest Hill Drive, J. Cole. Forest Hill Drive 2014. That was some of the most illest beats, illest lyrics, real raw emotions from an album I've heard in a long time. Specifically in this new era that we have. You know what I mean? That was a personal album that really touched a lot of people. And then just to make sure I get my Dipset in there, you know what I mean?
What?
Jewel Santana, From Me to You. Hey, that boy had a song called Jealousy. That thing was fire. You know what I mean?
What?
Fire. You know what I mean? I never heard nobody had that song. What is the other one he had up there? You want to know why a man cry? Deep. From Me to You, Jewel Santana. Hey.
Okay. I don't rock with Jules like that though. Like that's
go back
what.
And check it out. You gonna realize you love it.
I have to go back. I can't remember that time.
You wore bandana in high school. I seen your picture.
You said I was what?
You was wearing a bandana in high school. That was for Jewels.
I was not wearing a no, that's not either way, let me get back because you made me lose. I was not, y'all.
Top 10 hip hop albums.
Top 10. Okay, then I would go to Get Rich or Die Trying with 50.
Man, that's a great one. I hate 50 Cent. I'm not a 50 Cent fan. I might rob him if I see him today. But blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see.
And then College Dropout with Kanye because he gonna go. Really, I would put College Dropout, but below, and then I would put Get Rich or Die Trying above that for me. For me.
What song off of College Dropout did you love? Can you remember?
When It All Falls Down and Through the Wire. Through the Wire. Oh, I can't sing, so I'm not finna do that. But
yeah, Through the Wire.
Through the Wire.
Yeah.
So we did what? How many we did now?
That's 4 each.
4 each.
So
okay.
I'm gonna go to. Also, I'm gonna stick with Kanye and say that Twisted Dark Fantasy.
Yeah, a lot of people like that.
It was not a song up there I could skip.
Okay.
Each one.
Okay.
It just got better and better with time.
Okay. Okay.
Lastly, I would say not lastly, but furthermore, I would say Lauryn Hill's Miseducation.
Okay.
What was it called? Miseducation of
Miseducation of Lauryn. Yeah, I think it's Miseducation of Lauryn.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said previously, man, that's the only album I've ever seen two gangsters, two real ones. Yeah, I mean, cry. Over females' music, cry. That song, Tell Him, man, y'all don't know if y'all ever play that song, Tell Him for us.
Yeah,
that means a lot, yo. That really helps uplift our spirits like never before. Just because never played it for me, by the way, but
what?
That's I was throwing it out there. It means something.
I love Lauryn Hill, so I would put her on my list too. This is gonna be probably unpopular opinion, but a part of my life was dedicated to him too. The white boy Eminem.
Wow,
yeah,
that's a good one.
No,
that's a good
one.
I'm glad we didn't forget him.
Yeah,
I would have.
Yeah.
Which one?
The first one, the Marshall Mathers.
That's the one with Stan up there and.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm Slim Shady. Yes, I'm the real Shady. All you other. Whatever, I don't know how to say all that fast. But anyway, my all-time favorite song of his though is Superman. I can't be your Superman. I love that song.
I would have never thought Yo Gotti and Eminem meshed. This is a beautiful Creole bowl right here.
What?
You call it gumbo? Yeah.
What? So yeah, Marshall Mathers. So now this.
So now I'm gonna go down to the South.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because we gotta keep it real. The South run the game right now.
Okay.
All you dudes up north, my Detroit homies.
Right.
Ohio.
We do run it.
New York.
Right.
Rhode Island.
Right.
Providence.
Right.
I was there. Dorchester up in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, but now we're gonna go to the South.
Okay.
With the King. I know people like to say he the king of the South, but I say he the king. And when he dropped that album called King,
right,
I let my top down low. Bruh.
Oh my gosh, I remember, and the movie came out that time, so I remember that whole era. Like, I remember that era.
I remember everybody up there. When I was up there, y'all wanted to be from Atlanta so bad. It flipped. How people wanted to be from New York.
Yeah.
When I was up there, y'all was like, yo, teach me how to talk like that.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, yeah, teach me how to say like the words T.I. be saying.
Not teach you, or is it King? You
Not King of the South. King.
I like King. And I told him that I thought that honorable mention that I thought Dime Trap was a slap and that it should be like honorably mentioned. Not as a top 10, but just like it was a good album.
Jessica, please. I want to do this on camera. We were not talking about Dime Trap. You say
I love Dime Trap.
Legend.
I loved all of those. I think King is my favorite, but I just be like, y'all slept on Dime Trap. I like Dime Trap. Like, they're still in the playlist. I'm
in a coma on Dime Trap. Let's not do that.
Well, I can't take my last two. I'm gonna give another honorable mention to Outkast, though.
This is not the honorable mention show. But go ahead.
I do, because Outkast, they led the charge of the South. Like, they started some stuff. Like, they got, like, T.I. and them. I just watched an interview and he was like, everybody knows they were before us, like them and Goody Mob or whatever else. I'm not the biggest Goody Mob, but I was on to Outkast, and I would put them up.
Shout out to Outkast, Thank On You.
Yes.
Great album.
But okay, but I don't know where we at. But I'm just going my last two, and they just the more popular, and that's the Victory Lap by Nipsey Hussle. That's one of my all-time favorite albums, and it's gonna go in my top 10. I wouldn't put it number 1 and number 2. Mine aren't last time that I checked. And then Double Up. I know the whole album, but
okay,
you caught me on side.
I want to see. I mean, you said this your number 1.
No, okay. So for me, my number 1 is Victory Lap. My number 1. If I could pick a number 1 that I will still go back to and listen to.
Red, you gonna love hearing that, ain't you, big homie?
What? Well, listen, Victory Lap is my all-time favorite. And I was listening to that way before and it's okay that y'all jumped on when y'all found out that he passed away. I don't care. I'm more fans the merrier. I was literally listening to that album like since it dropped. Like I just loved it. Like it was just the way it was put together and orchestrated. I just love it. We didn't mention Jay-Z, and I don't want to, but they like Reasonable Doubt. So shout out to y'all for like Reasonable Doubt. I ain't mentioning him. He not on my list. And then I gotta put a girl up there. So my favorite rap album for a girl is Invasion of Privacy by Cardi B.
Hey, that Invasion of Privacy, even if you think you don't like Cardi B, go listen to it.
Yes.
It will shock you.
Yes.
And if you say you don't like it,
yes,
you don't like rap.
Yeah, top to bottom. Like, it's a good album. It was whoever, her team, they did a good job putting that album together for her.
It's an official classic for me.
Yeah. So she gonna be up there to me. So that's my list.
Lastly.
What's lastly?
I gotta make sure I put my last 2 up there.
Okay, put your last 2 up there.
This wouldn't be right. I couldn't even, we can't even stop this. I would have to.
Okay.
We're gonna go with All Eyes on Me.
Okay.
And Me Against the World. 1 and 2. I mean, you never heard somebody put something together so magically, so beautiful. It's better than your grandma's cooking, you know what I mean? Like, the way them instruments and his voice, no homo, meshed together. I've never heard nothing before it, and I've never heard nothing since it. I mean, the boy has songs from top to bottom that you could go ride on your enemies or you can hug on your mama. You know what I mean? You shout out to your homeboys that you might not be so cool with no more, where I ain't mad at you. And then you got other songs like Life Goes On. You know what I mean? Tupac undeniably 1 and 2. Me Against the World.
Right.
All Eyes on Me. It ain't easy. Me and me. Don't get me started, because I'll do karaoke here for Pop.
What?
Top 2 hip hop albums of all time.
Those are your top 2. Both of them are Tupac.
And I can't believe you didn't say nothing to Lil Wayne.
The Carter 3. The Carter 3.
No. You gave
the Carter 3.
You didn't even say him. Nah, take him off your list.
Carter 3.
He won't fit.
If anybody knows me back in the day, like, Wayne was like my first, like, oh my God. Like,
You didn't even mention him.
What? I did.
You know Wayne for Nipsey.
Oh, Lauren London got both of them. Why can't I have both of them like she did?
You kind of look a little bit.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, so that was a good conversation. We got to be back in. But anyways, thank you, Trill, again for coming on.
I appreciate the opportunity just to come up here and be with you.
Yes, and have the conversations that we have off camera. These are like our real life conversations. So it's good to just bring them on the mic and talk.
I want to start coming up here a little bit more, because off camera she argues with me, but on camera she was very nice and cool about the things I was saying that she didn't agree with. This is dope.
You know the conversation that I had though. I said I cannot make anything personal than this. I have to make sure that when I podcast it's nothing personal. So we're podcasting. This is for the world. When it's me and you, we going head to head. Head to head. And they probably not ready for personal conversations all the time. We got to get them a little, whatever. But yeah, I know how to have a conversation, but I like arguing with you, like you say. Sometimes.
Likes arguing. I did not know you like arguing with me.
The debate of it all, because you like the debate of it all. Yeah, we gotta make sure he tells us one day the red flags of me. Like one day, we sit up here and talk about our red flags one day. So Trell is one of the person that thinks he can call out some of my red flags. So we'll have to hear from one day. But thank you again for joining me this week, and we hope you guys appreciate it. But until next time, God bless the lovers, haters, and motivators. Bye.